Now that you've seen how to send, we only have one group in here. We have pressure washers in San Antonio. So we really want to show a couple more of our columns so that we can see a couple of different things that we're going to be filtering on. So I'm going to come over here to this little gear, and I want to undo one. I don't need to show the organization because the organization is a repeat. So I want a little more screen room. I'm going to come down here and I want to show the business category, and I want to show the metro area. So I'm going to add those two, and then I'm going to work those over. I showed you how you do that. You just drag them. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to drag it again. And then I'm going to go get the next one, which is the metro area. And you can put these in any order that makes sense to you. I'm just doing it like this. And I'm going to squeeze these down so they don't take so much screen room up. All right, so now I've got my lead count, I've got my business category, I got my metro area, I've got my label. So if I've got a customer label on here or a do not send label on here. For this exercise, I'm going to label somebody as a customer and somebody as a do not send, just so I have them in there. And let's do one more as a do not send. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to build my filter. So let's imagine that I'm doing pressure washing in a ton of cities. I got 50 cities that I'm going after pressure washing. Well, now what I have to do is I have to be able to thin by city when a lead comes in. I want to be able to do that just as fast as I can send the lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this little icon, and I'm going to create a filter. So I come down here to filters, and I'm going to say add a new filter. So my new filter is going to be for pressure washing in San Antonio. So I'm coming here, I'm going to say the person, business category is pressure washing. Add the condition. The next one is going to be the person, the metro area is San Antonio. Okay? And then so now those are perfect, but now I want to undo some. I want to make sure that we don't get customers and we don't want to get do not sends. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say the person and the label is not customer. Add a condition, person, the label is not do not send. So now remember, the top two on this list are a customer and a do not send. So I'm going to hit save and make sure that this works. But before I do, I'm going to give this filter a name. So for my filter names, what I always do is I start out with the category. So I'm going to say that this is PWs for pressure washers. I can hit the keyboard, pressure washers. Then I'm going to do an option 8 because I like to use bullets. And then I'm going to say the state, which is Texas. And then I'm going to go option 8 again, and I'm going to say San Antonio. Okay. And then I'm going to hit save. Okay. So you notice the top two disappeared because they don't match my criteria to send leads to. So they're in the database, and if I was looking them up without that filter, I would find them. But right now, I've got a filter called PW's Texas San Antonio. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and edit that filter. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to change it from San Antonio to Dallas. And then down here, I'm going to change the name to Dallas. And then I'm going to save as new. Be careful when you do this. So now I have a new filter for Dallas. So if I'm doing pressure washers in Dallas, I can get to them really fast. I go to my inbox, I find a lead for San Antonio, I copy it, I come over here, I choose my filter, and I take my my San Antonio filter, and boom, there it is. And I can highlight them all and hit send group email if I was going to send them all, or I can just pick 10 like I did before. So I'm going to just take 10 that I want to do. And then I'm going to hit send group email, and just like that. So again, this is so simple, so fast, and works so well, and it's such an efficient use of your time. When you get a lead in and you're handling them this way, you can handle a lead like that in 30 seconds. I mean, you just look at the lead, copy it, paste it into the email, and hit send, and you're done. And what's going to inevitably happen is these people are going to contact you back. These PPTs are going to contact you back. It happens to me every day. And on days where I didn't think it was going to work, I'm always surprised because the next morning I get up and there's a couple of them in my inbox. So that's how the crux of this all works. I've got some other tips for you coming up. I lit up the actual pipe drive that I'm using rather than that demo copy that I set up for you to see. So I just wanted to show you how those filters look because I have all those filters together now. So in this one, I've got two different types of niches in this database right now. I've got BRs and I got HCs. So if I want to drop down very quickly and go look for somebody, let's say I want to go to Atlanta and for HCs, what I can do is I can scroll down to Atlanta. There's Atlanta right there. Oh, that's the BRs. So I'm going down to the HCs. So here's Atlanta, Georgia, right there. So just like that, I can click on that, and then I've got everybody who's in my database for Atlanta. Not very many yet because I have a client in Atlanta, so I don't have to worry about it. But just like that, I've got these right in front of me, and if I was going to send emails, I could just click this and off they'd go. So, and again, let me do Washington, D.C. So I'll go down to the bottom, and I've got Washington, D.C. right there. And boom, there's all of my contacts that I have in Washington, D.C. that I can be sending to. So just so you know how that works and how fast that is and how efficient it is. So again, I just use something short to represent the PPT, then the state, and then the city. And I'm done.